Do you know the thing that always struck me? I remember one time playing a charity game at Celtic Park. The size of the park. I mean, the municipal parks are. You think they're big, and you get Celtic. The distance between the edge of the 18-yard box and the corner flag. And the corner flag.
Yeah,
was
that's
like the size of a football park.
Yeah.
You know, I couldn't. And you see the guys and they're pinging it. 30, 40 yards, and guys are moaning at them, and you think this is like. I don't know. It's like it's
and
so
the mileage
big.
you have to cover,
for nothing. All these runs that you make and nothing, and you get teammates and you don't even know they're playing because they're so far away from you.
You don't even have specs on, you can't see them.
Unless you're Graeme Souness and you narrow the pitch to play KF Dynamo.
Yes, I remember that. Do you remember we were watching that on coming in the ringway, and Barry Davis was interviewing Souness?
What happened was I took it home and watched it.
Did I give you the video?
Aye, because I was recording. Because the story, what happened? Have you heard the story?
What about KF Dynamo?
About the KF Dynamo?
I don't know if you know, but there's a book getting around at the moment.
Oh, what's it about?
Well, do you know,
I know the story.
See that tape? Do you know that our last move, I threw it out by accident?
Really?
Well, you can read about it this summer.
What happened was he came out, and you know how we used to do Souness with a cotton bud? It's from this tape.
Mm-hmm.
He came out, and Archie McPherson was Alan Ramsey was the floor manager. He was getting everybody organised, and Souness came out, and Archie said, "Oh, Graeme, absolutely marvellous. Just 3 questions, right?" So he asked him 3 questions about the game, and he said, "Would you mind now?" He said, "We've got Barry Davis up from London. He just wants to ask you the same 3 questions." Is that all right? And Souness goes, "No, that's not a problem, not a problem." So Barry Davis comes on. First 2 questions, exactly the same as Archie's. Third question, he said, "So Graeme," he said, The Dynamo Kiev team aren't happy because they trained here last night and the pitch was a different width. You narrowed it in, and you could just see it was like a shark. The eyes going up into the end. He said, "Well, this pitch has always been very wide, and we've always been looking at ways to sort of change things." And he said, they're not happy about it. They're going to complain to UEFA.
No, they did complain on it after the game.
He goes, "Oh, well, that's up to them." And he goes like, he said, "Well, good luck, all the best then." And Souness went, "Right." And he took the earpiece out. He said, "If that goes out, you'll never get back in here again." And he said, and he wanders off. And Barry Davis shouts at him, "Who do you think you are? Don Reevy?"
That's right, I remember that.
And the guy Souness turns round, and there's a bloke, I don't know who he was, but he was on the periphery, and he just caught Souness's hand to shake it, and it kind of diffused the situation. And
we need another chapter here.
But Bill Malcolm, who was head of sport at the time, who was best mates with my father-in-law, Bill told me the whole story. He had Barry Davis up against the wall and forced him to apologise to Souness, which was off camera. He said, because he said, "You come up here to do these things
and stir it up."
He says, we've got to work here with these people."
Well, to this day,
and
he's not a big fan of the BBC.
Well, he got Barry Davis to apologise to him.
Yeah, but I mean, there was the whole incident was no real secret yet. I mean, the facts are, they trained the night before, narrowed the pitch because they were a right good team. But he didn't break any rules.
No, because Campbell. I told Campbell Ogilvie, who was secretary of the club at that time, he said, "We made it by 6 inches."
Davy Roxburgh was so the UEFA Observer. They let KF Dynamo train in the pitch, and then the next morning, Davy Roxburgh, who was the groundsman, narrowed the pitch. By a fair bit, and it wasn't a secret because I remember on the day of the game, I was at Ibrox, and he took me. I remember Graeme took me up to behind. What do you think? Someone was hiding in plain sight. Something different about that pitch, and you suddenly dawns on you. It was great, and what they did. So, in these days, there was no. Now you have to, but at the start of the season, you have to register the size of your pitch with UEFA or FIFA,
and you can't change it.
You can't change it. Then, as long as it was within the minimum maximum, it was all right. So they changed it, and actually, Rangers' actions that night made UEFA change the rules.
There you go.
Rangers,
but you could
cheats.
You can basically you can read about that story in a book that's
Well,
called...
in much more detail, although that wee bit of detail may well be added.
No, I remember
Bill
that
Malcolm.
very well.
Yeah, I mean,
never seen it
it's
all. Aye.
Because we were in the BBC at the time.
Aye, no, that's right. So aye, there you go.
Forget the ball, get on with the game. Subscribe now. And remember, it costs you nothing.